making a difference in the world. And our job at Action is to walk with people as long as it takes to lead people out of poverty.
Action Ministries is all about bringing people in, knowing their story, and then helping them figure out how to turn the next page. And then the solution that we will craft will literally be determined by the responses that we get in the community. People come into a place of hospitality, and if their needs are hunger relief, that's what we provide. If the community has asked for education, then that's what we provide. If they need housing, then that's the solution that we have prepared for them.
We, I think at Action Ministries, just simply pour ourselves day in and day out to the individuals that we have an opportunity to serve. Anytime we think we might actually be able to improve someone's life, it's a long-term commitment.
Hunger Relief at Action Ministries is one of the basic core programs. Nothing matters if you don't know how you're going to feed yourself and, more importantly, your children.
People who show up, their story is not only missing food, it's missing opportunity. And so we take that opportunity and that privilege very seriously.
Volunteers come every day and they come to serve. And that enthusiasm peps up everybody else. And the true love that they have for their community is shown through their service. Sometimes we think, oh, we helped this many children, or we look at the numbers, but in reality, it's each child. Volunteering through Hunger Relief changes people.
Through that sack lunch given to them through the Smart Lunch, Smart Kids summer feeding program, the food box provided to them through the Feed the Hungry food box program is more than food. That's a box and a sack that's full of hopes and full of dreams.
When you ask people to use their bootstraps and you don't provide them any basic essentials, it's not a reasonable expectation. And so we really try to apply reason and grace to how we craft solutions. Acknowledging that people are hungry, they have basic essentials, we meet those needs, but we also create accessible and clear opportunities so that they can increase self-sufficiency, enrich their stories through connecting with our volunteers.
We now have the opportunity to help them see what else they need to keep turning that page.
The primary thing people think about when they think about housing is that we just help people find a place to live. And that is true, that is what we do. But I think that we are so much bigger than that. On any given night in the state of Georgia, there are approximately 28,000 individuals who are considered to be homeless. We are very proud of the work that we do, and we are very happy to be a part of changing that story here in the state of Georgia. Again, I go back to things that we take for granted. And if you think about a family and where most of your important family decisions are made, if you think about a family and think about where most of those family traditions are created, if you think about a family and think about where families feel safe and secure, it is in their home. For the people who come to Action Ministries housing department, they don't have that home. So when I come in every day, I get to see people being assisted with finding that place. That's why I come to do this job. That's what I love about it.
We have a GED program that is more than 6 years old now, and we see our GED students come in potentially not knowing how to read. So it's actually a de facto literacy program. We see students who have been out of school for 3 or 4 decades. We welcome people into our space no matter where they are. If they're 2 weeks away from getting a GED, they're welcome. If they haven't read in decades and they're at a first grade reading level, they're especially welcome because we're really excited to see them read for the first time. One of my favorite stories is the story of Daryl, who I saw him work day after day after day on literacy and basic math problems. And he actually left school at the age of 12 to help his family. His family was in deep poverty. So he literally, walked away from his future to help secure the future of his family. So fast forward 35, 40 years, he's at Action Ministries, literally learning his alphabet for the first time. And after weeks, he comes in my office and he's ready. And he goes through that alphabet and he's crying, his tutor is crying, everyone in the room is celebrating this accomplishment. It was just so inspiring to see what so many of us take for granted. It's incredibly humbling for me. My son, my oldest son, is 5. By the time he was 5 years old, he had more support and preparation for his life than some of the people that I see who are in their 40s. And I know for a fact it is not because their mothers did not love them. Something in their lives did not give them the same opportunities that I have had to equip my children.
We take the long view, and we are not willing to let go of people. As long as they're willing to work with us, we're willing to work with them.
Everybody needs a plan, but everybody doesn't need the same plan. And I think that's one thing that Action is great at doing, is tailoring the plan for the person. People admire other people for their perfection, but they connect with them at their broken places. And we all have broken places.
Often people become poor because they have exercised reckless grace. That doesn't always turn out like a storybook ending. And that's where we can right the wrongs in those stories. People might come because they heard there was a meal, but once they enter our doors, we are offering them more than a Band-Aid solution to whatever problem they're presenting.
That's what we do. That's how we make a difference.
Poverty is not someone else's problem. It should be uncomfortable to sleep soundly and warmly when people are going without. What does your page turning look like?
What we're doing here at Action Ministries by leading people out of poverty is transforming the whole dynamic across the region. We're turning the page.